Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US stocks for the 15th of July. Today we're going to cover four stocks. That's the normal Microsoft, InVitae, Tesla and TWOU Inc. And TWOU is a online educational disruptive company that offers the opportunity to get degrees from different universities. So it's a new stock in an old industry, and it appears that it's got a good chance of dominating that sector. So we're going to be pulling that into line. With Microsoft here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we're looking for a top here. Also too, the pattern that we're looking for at this major trading level 2 here is the arrival, the reaction here, the first high above the level, and then the ABC pattern here, and then a push up from that point. So as it pushes up past this point here, then that confirms that that's a corrective pattern at that point. Pulling back into this space here, this would need to take a closer look at that if we wanted to buy on the low here. Normally we start picking it up on the level here and build 3 or 4 positions in here. Now, yes, we can get in here. It just depends if it's a nice, clean, understandable pattern, which it should be, because it's in as 1 and 2 would be in line with the rest of the stocks around the place. If this move down here would be an A and a B and a C, that would be a 5-3-5 structure. We've got 5 waves in this space here in most of the moves down, so we're looking for a counter trend and then another move down into this space here, and then we'll see this particular pattern here. We'll see it again on this in this space here, and then moves up from there. So we can look for it there as well. So that's kind of it, really. There is the variation on this pattern here where it doesn't pull back below the level. It just comes down here and then moves up from that point. But in most of these stocks we're looking at, it does appear that we've got an impulse wave down through here. So I'm kind of expecting it to move down. But if not, then that high there, that becomes a catalyst for going long again at that point there. Let's have a look at this on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart here, don't worry about these guys, just stuff. And yeah, so we're looking for the A wave, the B wave, which is about right there, and then wave C here for wave 2. Now, as I'm getting used to these stocks, it does take a little while. I know that it's possible that it can just move straight up from that point there, so that would create a buying signal above there. How far that gets us, I'm not sure, but we need to take, as traders, we need to take those entries, we need to take those setups, because what it's doing in a way, it's, it came up to this level here, the 200, found it as resistance, got above it, and then come back and checked on it to find out that, it tested for support, demand, and then as it moves up and makes a new high here, well, that's confirming that it's going to leave this number and push up higher at that particular point. It doesn't actually leave this number until it gets support on top of group 1, which is the 30 here. So maybe I've counted this wrong here. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm still I've been counting waves a long time, but not on US stocks. I've been doing Elliott since 83, I think. When I found Elliott, I started in the markets around 82. So yeah, I haven't really ever looked at US stocks like this. I've traded them before, but in a very mechanical way with our robo method. So anyway, we'll see how this particular pattern here plays out. We'll take it from there. So our next stock we can look at is InVitae. So let me find that. And I'll just go out to the daily chart here. Let me just think. So right, yeah. So I know this can be counted differently too here, so I'll just it's possible to have, did I check that? Did I do that? I'll just leave that there so I know. But look, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing here, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and now we're looking for the ABC part of this, and we've got the first move down through here, so we're looking for the for the second bounce back up for this. So we can look at it like this. Just bring that. Let me just clean this up here, it'll be easier. So we're looking for that move down here, then the correction, and then down again here, and then a move up from that point. So once again, we want to be long above this point here for this. Yeah, I'll leave it like that as a chart. I'm just wondering if this is 1 and 2 here, off this one here, then 1 and 2, and then 3 here. So we're actually still got further to climb up for that one. But anyway, there's that's the thing with trading, is that there'll be no trading signals, and then suddenly there'll be like too many, and it's just the way it goes. So because most stocks are following in the same pathway. Okay, we're going to look at Tesla next. So just going to go to the bigger picture here for a moment. So this is what we're thinking for Tesla here in the bigger picture. So we've got 1 and 2 over here, and then we've got 1 and 2 here, and then we're going up for wave 3 here that will take us up somewhere up in the 2,500 mark there for that. So we're looking for 5 waves from 2 to 3 there. Okay, so this is quite a big picture here, and just drilling into it here to the daily chart, picking it up this way here. So we've got a 1 and 2 over there, then we've got 1 and 2 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this. Do I need to come out 1 more degree? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here, and I'll just check what I've done else. Let me just check this first. I think I do actually. Sorry, the wrong chart. Yeah, I need to come out 1 more. Okay, I'll fix that. Anyway, not that it really matters that much at this stage. So we're treating from 1,000 to this current high up here. We're treating this as the 3rd wave here because it's just so powerful. And that means we need to treat all these as 1s and 2s here for that situation. And that means that as a wave 4 here, that can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or the 38.2% retracement level. So it comes in, it's already at the 38.2% retracement level. And when you get parabolic moves like this, normally in the 5th wave here, which we've got gaps in the 5th wave, which is pretty strong, then the market normally comes back down to the top of the 3rd wave rather than the bottom of the 4th wave. But we'll see, and but anyway, we know that the 38.2% retracement level is in that area there, and we also need to be looking at how this is going to play out here. So I'm just going to go, but basically in a nutshell from here, we're looking for a move down here and then up to the 2,000. So a good opportunity here for this. I'm just going into the tick chart here because I can. And just looking at it from the top here, this is my thinking on the top here. So from this wave 3 here, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then we've got all of this as the wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, expanding. Each leg is getting longer here, and then we've got down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, back for 4, and down for 5, and back for 4 and down for 5 to make wave A, and then an A wave here, a B wave here, and then a move up to the 1650, which is it's part of group 2 really. So it's 65, 72 and 8 here. But when we're dealing with stocks, we tend to look at it as a medium level, and it carries a bit of weight. Well, you can see that for whatever reason. You see the way it just touched onto here and played out here. It will play out here, not only in the B wave here, but also when we're coming back up here. So I want to leave it there. Nice thick line. We can use that to add and subtract and so on. So yeah, I think that we're looking at an A and a B and a C wave here. And then we're looking for 5 waves down. Once we get these 5 waves down here, then it creates a buying opportunity here. Now, this can come down. We know the wave 4 of 1 less degree is here. So it could come down to that, but that's sort of bringing it down to the 50% level at that point. So it may just come down to the 1400 mark there. So somewhere in here, we'll just count the waves. We'll just count those waves as they come down. Down here, so we're looking for 5 waves down, and we're probably also looking at, well, it's just hard to say at this stage, but be something like this. I can't take that across there, that I put that there. It does take it a bit lower. No, so it's not going to be the same length as that. It's going to be, let me just check another way of doing this. $127. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure that's the 61.8% up this end as well at that. I'll just double check that. Sometimes things look right, but then you got to check them and they're just not right. So yeah, so the 1650 comes in at the 61.8% as well. So that's just, it's just handy, you know. Okay, so we're a good session or so off from that point. And let's look at our next stock, which is TWOU. So I'm just going to come back to the daily chart and find TWOU Inc. And this is it here with its stock code. TWOU, and as I mentioned, they are in the education space online. You can get a degree at various universities, and it looks like to be a bit of a game changer disruptive game changer in that industry. So we want to be looking at that, and also too, we're also getting a reasonably nice setup here. I mean, any correction or any pullbacks are a reasonable setup, isn't it? You know, so. So in counting this up here, I'm looking at this here, as you can see, is wave 1 and wave 2 here, and then all the way up here for wave 1 and back for wave 2, So in this March run here, I'm pretty sure that I better check that again, you know, because otherwise I mean, you can see my problem here. I did pull it apart the best I could, but I can't get the tick chart on this, but the possibility is that can be 1 and 2 here, and not that it matters too much at this stage, and a 3, 4 here for that. And then making this the 5 in the top for 1 here, in line with some of the other stocks. So I'm a little bit mindful of that. So we'll see how we go with that. But what I'm really looking for here is the setup on this level. That's what I'm looking for. So we'll go in. Our main job is really to count 5 waves from here, moving up through to here. And because I can't get the tick chart on this particular stock at this particular time in play, I'll just have to use other time periods. So this is the hourly here. So I was thinking that this trend up through here is just not completed yet, because I can count 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the third here, fourth here. I can see that that's corrective here. And I mean, if you wanted to trade long from that point there, that high there, you can do that, because at this stage, this is corrective as an A and a B and a C wave here, coming back to the wave 4 of 1 less degree roughly. I just don't think it's finished to the upside here of wave 3 and 4 and 5 and 4 and 5. So you can trade long up here, I guess, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to wait for this particular one here to come in play, or if we get deeper correction. If I've counted this wrong here, if this is in line with the other markets, then yeah, I'll just see. It's still early days yet. This correction here is a classic trading levels pattern where you have the arrival, the reaction, the first 5 waves above the level, and then the ABC here. And you can take that, but in the bigger picture, this is the arrival, this is the reaction, and this is the first high above the level, and then I'm looking for the ABC over here, and then we move up from that point. So that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, just bringing this into the fold. And I mean, if I see a setup for these, I mean, in a nutshell, what I'm doing is just getting organized. I've got my 130 stocks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them each day on another platform, and I just basically eyeball them. This is what I... So this is my trading levels charting program. It's free for TradingLounge members, and it's just an end of day charting program. You've got to buy data for it, but there's plenty of cheap data around. There's little downloaders you can get, which are about $100 or something, that pull from various places. I can put you in line with that, but it's just a little end of day program. But I use it because I can get through stocks quite quickly. I can just see how I can just click through like this, because all I really do is eyeball them, you know, and I know my levels and so on. So I just look for trade setup. So I know this one's pulling back. So hopefully we can see some sort of ABC correction in here, because we're tracking impulse waves to the upside here. So I move through quite quickly, just looking. I know what I'm looking for. So it's just easy for me to get through a lot of stocks like this, you know, and hopefully what we find is nice setups, like a move up. And if a market moves up and goes sideways, it's a continuation pattern, so it's going to move up. This will hit 68. This is TSM. It'll hit 68 and have a bit of a correction at that particular point. But I can, if I click through this each day, then I think to myself, oh, okay, well, this one here is starting to come in play. This is TRMB, and we've got a correction here of an A and a B and a C here. We're sitting on the 40 here, so that's good. So we could trade long, well, perhaps along above the 44 there. That will take us into play here, and that should get us from the $40, because this isn't, if you square time and price, this should get us up quite close to the 50 here. So I think to myself, okay, can we get into that any earlier? So then I'll pull that apart on I'll put this in on another list, and then have a closer look at this pattern within this space here. So that would go into my daily sort of trade page as such, and that one's not chopped, that one's not ready, that one's not ready. So this way I can just move through them quite quickly to see what's what, you know. That's what I do, and that's what I'll be doing. And out of that, we'll be pulling trades from that point. Okay, so just to finish off here and recap this here, we're just looking for another little move in this one here, and then this correction through here. I'll check it out. If we do get a correction here, that means that we've got this other count here, and we'll look to trade it anyway. I mean, we just want we want a corrective pattern sitting on this level here that's big enough for us to use, so to speak. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.